Hello everyone, and welcome to Wednesday Words. And welcome to October, which among other things, is the month of monsters, and ghouls, and goblins, and scary things in the night. This Sunday, we are taking this monstrous theme up in our worship service as we read excerpts of two essays by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Kimmerer is a botanist and a Native American who writes about ecology and our relationship to the natural world through these twin lenses of the scientific study of botany and Native American wisdom. And in these two essays, she looks at the legends of the Wendigo, or the Wendigo, which is the monster of the Anishinaabe people, and represents, among other things, greed. And there's this one line in one of these essays where she talks about the Wendigo as being born from our fears and our failings. And I thought that was such an interesting idea. I had occasion recently to watch two movies from the 1990s about asteroids that were going to hit the Earth. And I think these asteroids really are metaphors for climate change. And in these two movies, which came out at a time when we still believed that a small group of heroic people could just save us, that's exactly what happened. In both movies, a small group of astronauts goes and saves the world from the asteroids. The way they accomplish that is different, but the plot is basically the same. A few heroic people sacrifice themselves, and the whole world is saved. And I think that's an interesting contrast to the monsters in the Game of Thrones series. So if you haven't read the books or watched the movies, there's basically this army of zombies that are in the far north. They represent cold instead of warmth, which is interesting. But one of the most interesting parts of this story is that there is this inexorable threat that is very real, that is pretty hard to beat, and that most people don't believe is real. So we have now left the realm of a few noble people being able to sacrifice themselves and entered this place of like, we all need to get on this right now, but we don't really believe that that threat is real. It's a very interesting commentary on the current understanding of global warming. So I think that this is an interesting thing to think about. Our monsters are in some ways mirrors of the things that we fear and the things that we think we have failed at. So in this month where we sort of celebrate all things monstrous, I invite you to think about the stories of monsters that you find most compelling and think about what that might say about the things that you fear or the things that you feel like we have collectively or you have individually failed at. And if that inquiry tells you something interesting about yourself, that might be some place for further reflection. Do I need to be afraid of this thing? Is there a way I can overcome this monster? Is there a way that I can embrace some part of myself that this monster represents and make it less monstrous by integration? I invite you to think about those things as this month of monsters proceeds. And this Sunday we will be talking about the Wendigo and ways that we might overcome it. So I invite you to join us for that. I hope you have a great afternoon, and thanks for watching.